Well, hello dolls, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the PatrickStarrr Floral Realness collection with MAC Cosmetics. It's going to be with lots of swatches and a tutorial. These kits run for $49.50. They come with an eyeshadow palette, blush duo, lipstick, and lip gloss in each kit. If you want to see how I achieve this look going from natch to snatch, just keep on watching. Alright, so first things first, I always like to start off by carving underneath my brows to give myself the shape and definition that I'm looking for. And then I'll also apply that concealer on my lid just to prep it for any eyeshadow that I'm going to be applying. And once I've applied that, then I'm just going to buff it out using a beauty blender. So first is the Stay With Me palette from the So Chic Kit, and this comes with beautiful lavenders and purples. And next we have the Play With Me palette from the So Fleek Kit, and this comes with a variety of different colors. Taking the color Daddy Star from the Stay With Me palette with a Morphe 518 brush, and I'm going to buff that in my crease. On the same brush, I'm taking All's Rosy from the Play With Me palette, and I'm going to be applying that right underneath where I place that Daddy Star eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with the cream base. I'm using this as my base for my eyeshadow. You can use black track fluid line if you like, or any paint pot that you like. But I'm just going to be applying that so I'll have a dark base for that blue color to stick to. Now jumping back to the Stay With Me palette, I'm taking Bonute and I'm applying this in my crease. And as you can see, I'm using that Morphe 518 brush, and it did me no justice, you guys. So I switched over to a MAC 221, which is tighter and gets right in the crease, and it's very precise. And as you can see, it left my shadow so smooth, and the other eye was a little patchy. But that's okay, it's makeup. Taking that same flat brush that I used earlier with my paint pot, I'm just going to apply in the shadows, eyeshadow, and spray it with some Fix Plus and apply it to my lid. It is a beautiful, beautiful royal blue with a frost finish. So pretty. Now I'm going to take my Morphe 518 brush again, and I'm going to dip into Hickey eyeshadow, and that is also in the Play With Me palette. And then I'm just going back and forth now and just blending until I get my desired look. Alright, so now we're going to jump into skin. I already prepped my skin with the primer, and now I'm going to use my Studio Fix Fluid in NC50. Love this foundation. It is a classic foundation for everybody. If you're drier, I would recommend you use a nice moisturizer before you use this, but if you're oily, it's a great foundation, especially for the summertime. Alright, so now that I have my foundation on, I could take a look at my eyeshadow and see if I blended it in too far, close to my nose area. So I'm just taking a MAC wipe and cleaning that up and then buffing it out with my beauty blender. So once I've done that, then I'm just going to take my concealer, apply that, and then buff it out around the edges and apply some in my chin area, and then whatever is left on my beauty blender as residue, I'm just going to put on my forehead. Now I'm just going to take an angled Tarte brush, and I use this to buff out underneath my eyes. I like it because it's soft and it has an angle, so it gets right underneath there and buffs and blends, and it helps me out a lot. And now I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just kind of tap over the areas that I need to soften everything up, and then we move on. Now I'm going to go on to contour. So what I'm going to be doing is contouring using a Real Techniques brush and my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW58. And just whatever I have left on my brush, I'm taking down the bridge of my nose and I'm going to buff it all the way up to the brow bone. So that way it gives my nose a very slim appearance, but looking natural. I don't like a super chiseled nose. And once I've done that, then I'm taking my beauty blender and buffing everything out. Now, one of my favorite parts is applying my highlighting powder or my setting powder underneath my eyes. This is the Beauty Bakery Setting Flower in yellow. Love this, you guys. I just started using it maybe about like 2 weeks ago, and I've been using it nonstop. I love it so much. So I'm just going to be applying this underneath the eyes, also on my chin area, and a little bit in my forehead, just to set everything in place and keep the oils at bay, all while brightening. And just so you know, the Patrick powder is no longer available. However, you can get the MAC Invisible Set powder, or you can get the colored powders as well. Okay, so while that powder is setting, I'm going to be using the Rich Purple Chromographic Pencil from MAC. I'm going to be using that in the waterline just to give myself some color, and also going to be smudging this out using those eyeshadows. So taking the first shadow in the shadow, I'm going to be taking that on an angled brush, and I'm going to buff that underneath the lash line. Once you've done that, now you're going to take Hickey eyeshadow, and I'm going to be blending that right underneath in the shadows eyeshadow. Alright, now it's time to give ourselves some color. I've already set my skin with Studio Fix powder. Now, as you can see at the far right, these are the swatches for the blushes. These are the blushes from the So Chic palette, and then this is the swatches from the So Fleek Kit. So I'm using the Take Me Home Powder Blush Duo from the So Fleek Kit. Love this because it has that warm pink. Love it. It just gives my skin a flush that I need to add a little bit of color, and it's beautiful. So now I'm going to be using the Hyper Real Glow palette in gold. But before I do any of that, I have to spray myself with some Fix Plus, get the skin a little damp, and then I can apply any of my illumination. And I'm going to be using this very lightly because Patrick's skin was very soft, very minimal glow, and I love it. So now we're going to move on to lips, and I'm going to be using the MAC Plum Lip Liner, y'all. If you are a woman of color, you need this lip liner. If you wear nude pinks, you need this lip liner. It is everything. I also like to wear plum lip liner alone, but for the tutorial's sake, I'm going to be going in with Sweet Mama Star lipstick from the So Chic Kit, and it is in amplified cream, and it's showing up a lot brighter on camera. It's not this bright in person, but it is showing bright. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's a beautiful color, and of course paired with plum lip liner, it just tones it down and makes it more wearable. Now I'm gonna go in with Sweet Mama Starr's Kiss Gloss. So pretty, so pretty. I'm gonna just apply a tiny bit in the center just to give myself a nice pout. And I did not forget about my brows. I know y'all are like, what happened to your brows, girl? No, I did not forget about my brows. I've been doing this lately where I fill my brows in last because it gives it a more natural finish. And I'm gonna spray myself with Fix Plus, and that is the final look with the Sweet Mama Star lipstick and lip glass. So now I'm gonna move on to the Hey Boy Hey lipstick from the So Fleek Kit, and I'm gonna apply that, and then I'm gonna be using Night Moth lip liner to give myself a border. You're wondering if this is the same lip combo from the So Fleek campaign. I'm not quite sure. I wish I knew, but it looks pretty close to what he was wearing, so Night Moth it is. And now I'm just blending that in, and that's pretty much it for that. Now I'm gonna be using my lip gloss on top of it, and this lip gloss is a stunner, y'all. Everything. It's called Queen P, and it's a beautiful pink with lots of reflex. I love it. It's beautiful alone and it's beautiful paired on top of this lipstick. There you have it, dolls. This is my recreation of his iconic So Fleek Floral Realness campaign. I love it. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching me go from snatch to snatch. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Also, leave me a comment down below if you picked up any of these kits. Let me know which one is your favorite. Is it the So Fleek or So Chic? Alright, dolls, I love you all, and until next time, I see you gorgeous. Bye.